What if I told you that Harry started with just $250 and now makes $5,000 every single month without lifting a finger? But here's the crazy part. His neighbor who started with $50,000 lump sum is making less than Harry. No, this isn't some get-rich-quick scheme. Harry discovered something that 90% of investors completely ignore. And by the end of this video, you'll see exactly how much you need to start living off dividends. The final number might be 70% lower than you think. Today, I'm revealing the exact dividend income amounts you need for true financial freedom. First, I'll show you the lump sum requirements that might shock you, then I'll reveal the long-term plan that makes it achievable starting with just $250. We'll break down 4 powerhouse ETFs, and I'll show you why starting early with small contributions could change everything. Plus, there's a shocking discovery about high dividend yields that Wall Street doesn't want you to know. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Here's the brutal truth. Harry almost gave up on dividend investing after reading online that he needed over $2 million to generate serious passive income. Sound familiar? Those intimidating lump sum numbers make most people think dividend investing is only for the wealthy. The real kicker? Most people chase high dividend yields thinking 10% plus returns guarantee success. Harry learned the hard way when his safe 9% yielder slashed its payout by 60%. His mistake? He didn't understand what we're about to uncover today, but here's what changed everything for Harry. He discovered that if you want to invest a lump sum, yes, it requires big money. But if you start early with small, consistent contributions, the math becomes completely different. Wait until you see the specific numbers. Let me reveal the 4 dividend ETFs that could potentially transform your financial future. All ETF performance data is gathered from seekingalpha.com. There's an affiliate link in the description if you'd like to try it. $30 off plus 7-day free trial. The Foundation, SCHD. First up, SCHD. This isn't just any dividend ETF. Current yield, 3.75%. But here's the magic. 13 consecutive years of dividend growth at 8.19% annually. Let's do the math for $5,000 monthly income. At 3.75% yield, you'd need approximately $1.6 million invested. But wait, that's assuming zero growth. With dividend reinvestment and 8.19% annual increases, Harry's actual requirement dropped to around $1.2 million. SCHD's price performance? 6.31% year-to-date, 5.94% over 1 year. The expense ratio? Just 0.06%, meaning more money stays in your pocket. Now I know what you're thinking. Over $1 million still sounds like a fortune. But here's the secret that changed everything for Harry. There's a hidden ETF coming up that cuts this requirement by over 60%. After I show you all 4 ETFs, I'll reveal the game-changing blend strategy that let Harry start with just $250 and build this systematically. The magic isn't in having huge money, it's in the plan. The surprise, VYM. VYM yields 2.61%. Seems low, right? Wrong. This Vanguard giant holds 591 stocks and delivered 14.41% returns over the past year. For that same $5,000 monthly income, you'd need roughly $2.3 million at 2.61% yield. But VYM's 14 consecutive years of growth changes everything. With 3.32% annual dividend growth, the real requirement could be closer to $1.8 million. The secret? VYM focuses on dividend consistency over flashy yields, sometimes boring wins. But wait until you see the next ETF. It slashes this requirement to under $750,000. The Income Accelerator, JEPI. Now this is where it gets interesting. JEPI currently yields 8.35% with monthly dividends of $4.74 per share annually. The math for $5,000 monthly income? You'd only need approximately $719,000 invested. That's $5,003 per month at 8.35% yield. Monthly payments mean faster compound growth. But there's a catch. JEPI's dividend growth is negative 2.93% over 3 years. It's income now versus growth later. Harry uses this for immediate needs while building his growth positions. And here's where most people make a huge mistake. They think higher yield automatically means better returns. The final ETF proves this wrong in the most shocking way. The high yield mystery, QYLD. Finally, QYLD, The controversial one, 13.47% yield with monthly distributions. For $5,000 monthly income, you'd need just $445,000 invested. Let that sink in. Less than $500,000, compared to $2.3 million for VYM. But here's the twist that changes everything. QYLD has negative 5.78% dividend growth over 5 years. The price return is negative 6.27% year to date. This is the perfect example of a yield trap. High income today, but your purchasing power erodes over time. If this is helping you see dividend investing differently, hit that like button. The game-changing blend strategy. Here's what Harry discovered. You don't have to choose just one. The magic happens when you blend these ETFs strategically. The starter approach. Beginning with $250, Harry started with just $250 split strategically. Instead of putting it all in one fund, he diversified from day one. He invested $125 into SCHD for that solid foundation we talked about. Then he put $75 into VYM for broad market exposure and stability. JEPI got $40 for some immediate income generation, and he put the remaining $10 into QYLD just to learn about high-yield investing firsthand. The builder phase, $500 monthly. As Harry's confidence and income grew, he contributed $500 monthly with a refined approach. SCHD received the largest allocation at $250 monthly. That's 50% of his contributions going toward building his growth engine. VYM got $150 monthly, representing 30% for solid diversification base. JEPI received $75 monthly at 15% for income acceleration, and QYLD got $25 monthly at 5% for his high-yield education. Results after 5 years. Portfolio value reached $37,270. Monthly dividend income hit $142. His annual return averaged approximately 7.2%. The accelerator phase, $1,500 monthly. In year 6, Harry significantly increased to $1,500 monthly contributions using an even more refined strategy. SCHD dominated with $675 monthly. That's 45% serving as his core growth driver. VYM received $375 monthly at 25% as his diversification anchor. JEPI got a significant boost to $375 monthly, also at 25% for serious income generation. QYLD maintained its small $75 monthly allocation at 5% as his yield education continued. Projected results by year 10. Portfolio value reached $163,000. Monthly dividend income climbed to $693. The compound effect started accelerating dramatically. By year 15, portfolio value hit $339,000. Monthly dividend income reached $1,443. Harry was building serious momentum toward financial independence. By year 20, portfolio value reached $587,000. Monthly dividend income hit $2,494. Harry was halfway to his $5,000 target, and the growth was accelerating. But here's where Harry's strategy gets absolutely genius. He discovered a way to accelerate this timeline by 5 years. Wait until you see the projection for reaching that full $5,000 monthly goal. The path to $5,000 monthly. Here's where the math gets absolutely wild. By year 20, with Harry's $1,500 monthly contributions, total contributed over 20 years, $300,250. Portfolio value, $587,000. Monthly dividend income, $2,494. Annual dividend income, $29,933. But here's the mind-blowing part. His return percentage is 95%. He's nearly doubled his money and created substantial passive income. Now, to reach that full $5,000 monthly target, the projections show Harry would achieve this around year 28 with a portfolio value of approximately $1.2 million. But here's the shocking twist that most financial advisors never tell you. Harry's neighbor started with a $50,000 lump sum in QYLD at the same time. Guess what? Harry's income is growing, while his neighbor's purchasing power is actually shrinking year after year. The dividend growth from SCHD and VYM means Harry's income keeps rising, even if he stops contributing. This is the power of starting early and letting compound growth work its magic. Here's what really shocked Harry, though, and this changes everything about retirement planning. The inflation reality check. That $2,494 monthly income in year 20? With 2.5% annual inflation, it has the purchasing power of about $1,540 in today's dollars. By year 28, when Harry reaches $5,000 monthly, it equals roughly $2,460 in today's purchasing power. This is why dividend growth matters more than high yields. But Harry was smart. He focused on SCHD and VYM, both with consistent dividend increases. While QYLD investors saw their purchasing power erode, Harry's dividend growth outpaced inflation. The lesson? Dividend growth of 6 to 8% annually beats a stagnant 10% yield every single time. And here's the tax strategy that saved Harry thousands. The tax optimization secret. Harry's biggest breakthrough came from understanding qualified dividends. SCHD and VYM generate mostly qualified dividends taxed at favorable capital gains rates. 0% tax for lower income brackets. 15% for most middle-income investors. 20% for high earners. Meanwhile, JEPI and QYLD often generate non-qualified dividends taxed as ordinary income, potentially 22 to 37%. Harry's strategy? He maxed out his Roth IRA contributions first, $6,500 annually, keeping his dividend income completely tax-free. Then he held qualified dividend payers in his taxable account. This simple move could potentially save him $400 to $800 annually in taxes. So what's the real answer? You could potentially live off dividends with conservative estimate using SCHD and VYM blend, $1.2 to $1.6 million for $5,000 monthly. Moderate approach adding JEPI strategically, $800,000 to $1.2 million. Aggressive strategy with higher income allocation, $600,000 to $900,000. But here's what matters most. Harry didn't start with millions. He started with $250 and built consistently. The difference between needing $1.6 million upfront versus building it over 28 years with $1,500 monthly contributions is life-changing. The key insight? Dividend growth compounds faster than you think, and starting early beats starting with big money. All investments carry risk. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Always do your own research or consult a professional. Which ETF surprised you most today? And here's a challenge. Drop your current age and target monthly dividend income in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more financial freedom strategies. We're releasing a deep dive on tax-free dividend income next week that could save you thousands annually. See you in the next one.